Nakitaan naman ng paglabag sa Lawyers Code si Vice President Sara Duterte na isa ring abogado. Ayon kay Integrated Bar of the Philippines, former National President Domingo Cayosa, ground for disbarment sa legal practice ang ginawa ng Vice Presidente na magmura ng paulit-ulit sa online press con. Gayon din ang sinabi niyang kumokontrata ng assassin para patayin si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos at House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Para pag-usapan yan, magkakasama natin si Attorney Domingo Cayosa, ang former National President ng IBP. Magandang tanghali po sa inyo, Attorney. Salamat po sa oras.
Good afternoon, Sherry. Magandang hapon sa nanonood at nakikinig sa inyong programa.
Attorney, gaano kabigat itong violations nga po ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa Lawyers Code?
Marami hong mga probisyon ng aming Code of Professional Responsibility and Accountability na maaring na-violate nung ginawa ni Vice President Sara na pagmumura at yung binunyag niya na nangontrata siya ng isang tao, isang grupo na pagpapatayin si Presidente, ang kanyang may bahay, First Lady, Speaker of the House, kung sakaling mapatay siya. So particularly yung Canon 1 namin, pinaka-importante yan, malinaw kasi doon that a lawyer shall uphold the Constitution, obey the laws of the land, and promote respect for law and for legal processes. So kung mangongontrata ka para pumatay ng tao kung may mangyari sa iyo, mukhang hindi yun respect for law or legal processes. Kung merong basihan ang iyong pangamba o your fears, meron namang ibang mga remedies na pwedeng gawin na legal, no? Beef up your security, you can file cases and let the course of law be followed. Hindi yung to promote violence. So that's one. The other one, kasi paulit-ulit yung pagmumura niya, baka mahulog yan dun sa yung mga canons that require lawyers to abstain from offensive personality and to act with propriety at yung avoid scandalous manner to the detriment of the or discredit of the legal profession. Itong pagmumura, marami ng mga abogado ang nadisiplina ng Supreme Court o ng IBP Board of Governors dahil sa intemperate language o kaya yung foul language. So these are the possibilities kung may magko-complain laban sa kanya for unethical conduct in a disbarment case or the Supreme Court, motu proprio by itself, can take on and investigate, o kaya yung Integrated Bar of the Philippines Board of Governors can also look into it and investigate if they so desire.
Okay. So with IBP po, ay may plano po ba na mas mag-imbestiga pa po?
Well, hindi ko ho alam yan. Wala pang official position ang mga national leadership ng IBP. Hindi ko rin alam kung ang Supreme Court ay they will motu proprio investigate kasi very public ito coming from the Vice President, mataas na opisyal, or they would rather wait for somebody to file a complaint.
Doon po, kung mapatunayan yung violations po, pero although very public nga po, narinig naman natin yung paulit-ulit niyang pagmumura at maging yung pagbabanta, ano po ang pwedeng kaparusahan? Disbarment na po ba agad?
But the facts of the case are very clear kasi very public at meron naman ng finding na authentic yun at hindi naman dinideny ng ating Vice President. So siguro ang pag-uusapan na lang doon ng Supreme Court o kaya yung mga investigating officers, ano ba ang appropriate penalty? In some cases, it is a warning. In some, it's a reprimand. Sometimes suspension. And in other cases, at meron na itong mga na-disbar dahil sa foul language. So it depends on the circumstances. What is important is the Vice President and whoever is complaining will be given due process. Ibig sabihin, they'll be asked to explain their side.
Ulitin lamang po natin, Attorney Gayosa, pwedeng bigyan lang ng warning, pwedeng suspension, or disbarment.
Oho, yung extreme, pinakamabigat na talaga, disbarment. In an ethics case, disbarment. Yan. So, ang range ho kasi malawak, depende naman sa circumstances of each specific case.
Kasi po, okay, depende. So, kailangan may due process pa dyan. Yung paliwanag din po kasi ng kampo ni VP Sara ay yung conditional, pagdating, okay, tapos na yung sa mura, yung ano naman, yung threat, yung pagkokontrata daw po ng assassin. Ang sinasabi po ng kampo niya is conditional threat naman po yung ginawa niya. Kumbaga, gaganti lang siya kung may mangyari sa kanyang masama.
Maaring gamitin yung explanation o palusot na yan kung ang ifa-file sa'yo yung criminal case ng grave threats o kaya attempted murder, depende na rin yan sa DOJ, no? Pero pagdating ho kasi sa ethics case, kasi may technicalities yung elements of a crime, no? Pagdating naman sa ethics case, it's the act and the intention, and that is yung pangongontrata ng para patayin ang ibang tao. That by itself is really not respect for the law or respect for legal processes. Kung agrabyado ka, pwede ka namang dumulog sa korte, di ba? Pwede ka namang mag-file ng complaint or take precautionary measures, but hindi yung mangongontrata ka para pumatay ng, that by itself kasi, ibig sabihin, you're using violence, not the processes of law. So that might fall as not being respectful of the law and the legal processes.
Nabanggit nyo rin po na bawal din yung pagrepresenta ni VP Sara po sa kanyang Chief of Staff na si Attorney Zuleika Lopez.
Nabanggit ko na, that's not an opinion, it's a provision of the Constitution.
Okay.
Malinaw naman sa, baka lang nakaligtaan nila, Article 8, Section 15, na bawal mag-practice ng law yung President, Vice President, Cabinet members, or the Undersecretaries and Assistant Secretaries, Ombudsman, members of Constitutional Commission, yung mga matataas na full-time officials of government. Para sana walang undue influence, walang conflict of interest at hindi magamit yung kanilang posisyon to sway in either side yung mga nangyayaring legal processes. So it is a very clear and express prohibition of the Constitution.
Alright, marami pong salamat. Attorney Domingo Cayosa, ang former National President ng Integrated Bar of the Philippines. Magandang hapon po.